Hello and good day, people. What's up? This is Sean David. Welcome back to the show. I hope you're ready for some more old school basketball. Now, today's episode, I want to talk about, or let's say feature a story that involves Grant Hill and Michael Jordan, and I would say more the Twilight versions of the both of them. But before we start with this video, just a quick shout out to my Patreons. Thanks a lot, you guys, for supporting the show. It's really appreciated. Also, if you want to hear more podcasts with me and former NBA legends, please check out the Basketball Time Machine podcast. You will find it on iTunes and Spotify. And I think enough said, let's get right into today's episode.
So Jordan, I'm playing in Orlando. It's his last year. We play them in Orlando first. And I'm blocking his shot. Like, I'm locking him up.
Sharp defensive move. Gets that ball from behind. That's the place to get it, all right?
I'm doing my thing again. I blocked his shot like 3 or 4 times. Like, I'm having my way against him defensively. Now, granted, he's 40 years old, but I'm feeling good about myself.
Jordan will fire and miss. Hill up high for the rebound. Pushes it up to McGrady. Alley-oop. And Doug Collins needs a timeout.
He's 40 years old.
The second last time that Michael Jordan and Grant Hill faced up against each other was in the year 2003. But the story goes way back to 1994, so let's start there. When Michael Jordan retired from the NBA in 1993, he left a huge hole that the media needed to fill. They were looking for the new Michael Jordan so bad that everybody that had the slightest resemblance to MJ was supposed to carry the torch. So when Grant Hill came along as the third pick of the 1994 NBA draft, right away he was declared to be the savior of the NBA. Hill was well-spoken, smart, and had a game that captured the entire NBA world. Grant, who also had a humble personality, did not like those comparisons with Michael Jordan.
Now, people are comparing you to Michael Jordan. Is that a fair comparison?
Not at all. Michael Jordan is the best player to ever play, and I think it just puts too much pressure on me.
Sure.
I just want to be known as Grant Hill.
Jordan himself, who didn't have any plans of returning to the NBA, also praised Grant Hill highly, since Hill was no competition for him anymore.
Grant Hill, sensational! Michael, who?
Kid is a very talented guy. His skills are unbelievable. I mean, he's one of those versatile players who can pick up a ball game.
Grant Hill! Oh, baby, what a play by Grant Hill!
But then Michael Jordan decided to play professional basketball again, and the entire sports world was going crazy. MJ, being MJ, of course had the championship in mind, but also was very curious about how good these new young guns were, like Jason Kidd, Penny Hardaway, and of course Grant Hill. So naturally Jordan would challenge Grant Hill, but quickly had to realize that Hill was the real deal.
Shot clock at 5. At 4 inside. MJ with a good move, got it and put it in. 79-75. Michael has had a nice run here.
Yeah, they looked like they were taking their time looking for Michael, and they found him. You're right, 9 points in the score.
Grant Hill with a great move and a foul.
If you know Michael Jordan's mentality, then you know that of course there's no way Jordan would go easy on Hill, since MJ of course wants to prove that he's the top dog. But even starting from his rookie season, Grant Hill really held his own and was putting up some good fights. Now often Scottie Pippen would guard Grant Hill and vice versa, but there were many nights and stretches where Jordan and Hill went head to head. If we take a closer look at the numbers, you will see that Jordan of course had the better numbers, but Hill was not bad at all, especially considering his young age. Now, as we all know, Michael Jordan retired for the second time after his second three-peat. And also Grant Hill was going through a rough spot at that time. With his many injuries, he was not the same player as he used to be. But then again, they would face up in totally different jerseys. We are fast forwarding to the year 2002. Michael Jordan had already his second comeback and was now playing for the Washington Wizards. Even though he was about to be 40 years old, MJ still had a lot of game and some incredible scoring nights, and even was dropping 50 points one night. The Wizards, on the other hand, were a terrible team, and not even Michael Jordan could turn this team of aging veterans around. MJ was still hoping that his team could reach the playoffs, but obviously also MJ could not put up 50 points a night. Grant Hill, on the other hand, was also in a different stage of his career. Even though he was still relatively young, he already had many surgeries and could not live up to his former self. But Hill made the best out of a bad situation and changed his game completely. Instead of being the go-to guy of his team, he would more focus on defense, and because of his great fundamentals, he became one of the best defenders in the entire league. Then one night, the Orlando Magic would face Michael Jordan's Washington Wizards, and Hill had the assignment to guard MJ. And he did just that, not only blocking MJ's shot, but Michael's team got beaten badly.
As they appreciate the greatest player of all time. And they also know they will have probably one more chance to see him, and that will seal the deal for the Magic. The Wizards' 13th turnover of the game.
So Jordan, I'm playing in Orlando. It's his last year. We play them in Orlando first, and I'm blocking his shot. Like, I'm locking him up. Like, I'm doing my thing again. I blocked his shot like 3 or 4 times. Like, I'm having my way against him defensively. Now, granted, he's 40 years old, but I'm feeling good about myself. So fast forward a month later, we're in D.C. My ankle, we go to a doctor in Baltimore, and basically he tells me I'm done. Like, my ankle's, once again, it's not healed, it's broken, I have to have surgery. But I wanted to play against Jordan one last time. And so we're playing the Wizards. It's a TNT game.
Wait,
Thursday
don't you
night.
want to go out where you dominate him and you're blocking his shots?
I'm just thinking, my ego. Like, I'm thinking, like, I had him the last game. I don't need this left ankle. Just give me some.
I only need
Motrin.
one ankle.
Give me a bunch of Motrin.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out here. And when I tell you, he torched me in that first quarter.
Certainly great to have Grant Hill back on the floor, but he's not as sharp as he was earlier in the season, and at times he does struggle with the speed. Jordan touching the ball for the first time. Good play by Hughes. Jordan from Hughes. Wizards off to the good start, but they did jump in front 10-0 on Toronto the other day.
And long cornerstones for the future are Tracy McGrady and Mike Miller. And then you're going to try to add pieces with a significant number of first-round picks. They have Michael Jordan again hitting the jump shot that mid-range.
Orlando won the first 2. In fact, they have won 12 of the last 15, and Michael Jordan off to a good start.
Took a little R&R and played golf that day, and now he's asking for a birdie or an eagle. It may be taking its toll, but he struggled a little bit over the last couple of weeks. You can do too much to wear your body out when you lose all that weight.
As he came into camp overweight, out of shape.
And Doug Collins told us today, one of their biggest weaknesses besides transition defense is picks. I have a tie right now at this moment.
A tie? Jordan, yes. Michael Jordan with 17 points. He's hit on 7 of 11 from the field.
You knew I looked at, I'm fourth, there's another 3, but what's the miss?
Jordan gives it up. Here's Lou.
Yes.
Coverage beginning at 5 o'clock Eastern time. Jordan off the fake, draws the foul.
And internally they are hard hit all over the wicket.
Not far down the field. Jordan with the steal. And the three-out one. Garrity back, and Garrity gets the foul with 2.6 remaining in this first quarter.
Like, literally, he gave me 20 points in the first quarter on the same play. Like, he just ran the same play every time and did this, and I could not guard him. And so, literally, I checked out of the game at the end of the first quarter, and I didn't even go to the bed. I just walked back to the locker room. Like, I was done. Like, literally had surgery like a couple days later. But it was like, I wanted to guard Jordan one last time. And you're right, I shouldn't have. I should have just let that go.
Did he know you were a wounded animal?
He probably did, because he went at me
and he didn't care.
Same move. Like, he didn't do anything different. It was the same move, and I had nothing for him.
Jordan probably had your x-rays in the locker room.
He probably did.
He probably knew exactly.
I'm surprised he didn't send somebody for me to come back out.
All right, you guys, that's it for today's episode. Just one more thing. If you like those Michael Jordan rival stories, I got a couple of them on my channel. Just check the playlist, Michael Jordan Rivals. There you should find a couple of really, really great stories, so you might as well want to check them out. And I guess I'll see you next time. Peace. I'm out.
From NBC News in Washington, this is Meet the Press. Grant Hill, what would happen to the NBA without Michael Jordan?
Well, it would give the rest of us a chance of winning.